Hello sim racers, and welcome to this new pit lane sim racing video. This is Jason and I'm finally back behind the wheel, getting ready to check out the latest Automobilista build, which is currently at version 1.0.6.1, as we just had a recent hotfix. And as you can see from the screen, I'm going to be checking out the recently released Ginetta G55 GT4. So, let's hit the start, let's get on the grid. Really looking forward to checking out the new AI updates and a little bit of chat about the handling and the physics. Of course, I am racing this
is 37 Celsius.
packaging.
The air temp is 19 Celsius. 6
Lovely.
laps. Make them count.
Going to be using my AccuForce direct drive wheel, which I've had to reset. I don't know what happened there. It didn't detect it, so I had to delete the controller config files and start all over again. But it's
Get ready, mate. It's hammer time.
seems happy enough now. Right, here we go. GT4s around Oulton Park. It doesn't get much better, does it? So, what's so good about version 1.0.6 of AMS2? Well, that's what I'm about to tell you. And first off, we are going to start with the cars. We have two new cars, this Ginetta GT4 and the BMW M6 GT3. Out of the two, I prefer this one. I think the BMW is, dare I say, a little bit boring. Enjoyable, but it's classic GT3. A lot of downforce, all the electronics, just takes away some of the rawness. So, I have opted to race this GT4 Ginetta instead, because with less downforce, less driver aids,
Car left.
well, it is so much more fun. And the reason why it's so much more fun is because Reiza Studios have finally sorted out that bouncing that we used to get with some of the previous builds. In fact, I virtually stopped playing it. I check every build, every update, just to see how the car's handled, but I haven't had a chance to check out any of the real new content, GT4, GT3s, 90s DTM, because it just felt like nothing had any dampers. The cars were just springing and bouncing all over the place, and I never felt truly on top of the car. I never felt that I was in control and I was dictating what the car was doing. It just felt like the underlying setups or physics were just making the cars, for me, no fun to drive. So, yeah, I had faith in Reiza. They are some of the most industrious sim racing developers out there, and I knew they'd get around to sorting it out. So in the meantime, I just picked up one of my other favourite sim titles and carried on. So you can imagine my delight when I fired up 1.06. Sorry, took the new cars out for a run and realised that yes, they'd sorted it. No more bouncy down the road. Instant smile to my face. Ooh, a bit of understeer there, a bit of oversteer on the way out. It's just fantastic now, especially with these GT4 cars. It steps out if you're too greedy with the throttle. It squirms about under braking with weight transfer if you're too late on the brakes. Hello, somebody's had the sign off. It's just
Just done it. 148.00.
when the car moves and reacts, it's because of how I'm driving it. I feel like I'm back in command, and I love it. It's night for me. It's night and day to previous builds, and it's right back up there now on the top of my playlist. And then next up, moving on from car physics, car handling, we have new AI routines. Oh, and boy, was that the other part of the puzzle that we needed. Finally, because I can never seem to find much in the way of online action. You know, for me, I rely on the AI with this title for my sim racing fix. And yes, they've really worked hard now on this AI. It almost feels like they've sort of rewritten them. Such is the difference. This 1.06 build,
Take it easy, you've got cold tyres.
it's just, I don't know. You know, it's just a point release. We've gone from, 1.0.5, cars are bouncing, AI is just, so hard to race side by side and battle with.
Value at 147.
And then they release 1.06, car handling's fixed, and the AI are fantastic fun.
Fuel's good.
You can battle with them, you can race side by side with them, they know you're there. I can't remember the last time the AI dive bombed or punted me off as was part of the course before. You don't have to leap out the way now. You can come in underneath them, push you luck a little bit, and they will, oh dear, sorry. In fact, I'm the one dive bombing and punting now. And also I find that they're not stabbing the brakes, on the first lap or two, and their throttle application seems a lot smoother now. They're driving in a more believable manner, so the game becomes more immersive. Oh, I'm gonna take him.
Still there. Clear left.
They just look more natural. So then, especially when I race in VR, when you get really drawn in, it sort of really pulls you in. You don't get these jarring odd car movements around you. You really can just lose yourself and immerse yourself in the Automobilista 2 world. And that's what I enjoy out of sim racing. It's the immersion. It's to be able to just lose myself
That was 147.94.
in the racing, the cars, the tracks, just everything, And I hate it when things jar me out of that. It really ruins it for me. Right, let's just have a... I got them set to 90%, which is okay when I'm concentrating and just, having a race, but when I'm trying to talk about things as well, so I'm only driving at 9/10, they're a little harder to catch and pass than I would have liked. But there you go. Right, this is it.
You're just going to have to send it, mate. He's slow into launch.
Look at that. Even my crew chief telling me to send it.
Hold your line. Clear left. Good stuff. Keep it coming.
What's the Danny Rick saying now about licking the stamp, sending it? That was full on dive bomb. But they were aware enough of the situation, you know, so they didn't doggedly stick to their line. They realised they had to concede to place, had to back out, and we both carry on. Brilliant. So, if you were on the fence about this title, if you've been thinking about it, this was the build that tipped it over the edge for me. This is it now. The car handling, the AI, got a fantastic selection of cars. Bit of GT4, bit of GT3, bit of DTM. We've got some brilliant British tracks. It's so much more of a rounded sim racing title than any of its predecessors. So, if you were thinking about it, now's the time to jump on board. If you haven't played it for a while, get the latest version downloaded, get on it, you'll love it. Now, don't be alarmed if you're having trouble with your controller, your wheels, whatever setup you got. You might need to reset the values and, you know, reset everything back up again. It's pretty painless though. Within 5 minutes, I got it all sorted, got it done. Fat. This AccuForce wheel feels as sharp as ever, really communicative. Oh, never mind. I know what the car's doing because the wheel's telling me. Yeah, well done, Reiza. You've turned this one around for me. I'm back in love with your sim racing title. And I think probably most of you lot will too. And there we go. Well, sorry there wasn't much in the way of overtaking or action, but just driving this GT4 car, so much fun. Trying to go in deep and hold on to it, making sure you tickle and bounce that throttle on the way out. I'm giving this car the pit lane's smile factor seal of approval. Right, that's me done. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been back on track properly. The joys of real life. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the video, of me, of AMS2, Reiza Studios. Just share your thoughts. Use the comments. I read them, I reply to them. While you're there, hope the like button, follow button, the subscription button, the bell button. Just press everything. Press everything. That way we can get this content out to as many people as possible. I just love sharing my passion and my hobby of sim racing with all you out there. Okay. We'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, remember, race hard, please race fair. Bye bye.